If you're watching this video, you've likely finished all of the other courses that make up the cloudacademy.com DevOps Professional Certification for AWS. So as we move forward with our conclusion in the course, we should talk about what you need to do to get exam ready, specifically beyond understanding subject material. So all questions on the DevOps Professional exam state a scenario or requirements to consider before selecting an answer. This is usually a paragraph of text that describes a situation where you must imagine working for or advising a company that uses AWS services. The question may also include one or more flowchart-like diagrams and one or more tables, such as a VPC route table route listing set or a flowchart illustrating the different layouts of the network topology, so on and so forth. So each question on the certification exam can be one of three formats: multiple choice, multiple response, or sample directions. For multiple choice questions, you simply select the only or most correct answer, and you pick one answer out of A through Z. Now, these are usually only A through E and 5 options, but there can be more than 5 options on the exam. So for multiple response, we need to select possibly more than one. The question will usually say select the best 2 answers, the best 3 answers, so on and so forth. That is, you are doing something very similar to a multiple choice, but you may have to select more than one answer. For the sample directions, these are often fill in the blank or different questions that ask you to complete a sentence or simply select the best answer out of a group of answers that may all be correct, but one is the most correct. So beyond the individual question format, when looking at the exam format, we are going to take the exam on the Criterion Web Assessor platform. So this is an online platform that is administered on the computer, so you will not be taking this exam on pen and paper. Fortunately for you, if you have passed one of the associate exams that is required before passing the DevOps exam first, then you will have already taken a quiz on this platform. The DevOps exam is on the same platform as the associate level exams. When presented with a question, you have the option to mark for later, which marks the question for an asterisk, just like on the associate exam, and you can also skip and return to questions. What's different than the associate exam is that there are 80 questions and you're allotted 170 minutes to take the questions. So you have about 127 seconds per question, or just over 2 minutes. So it's a very fast but also extremely long exam. It's almost 3 hours long. And you need to be aware that this duration makes the exam much more difficult on its own as compared to the associate exams, simply because there's a lot more time, it's very grueling, and it's a test of endurance. What about the test environment? Like the associate exams, since Criterion administers tests through their network, the AWS professional exams take place in hundreds of different locations throughout the world every day. At most testing centers, you can take an AWS exam any day that they're open, just like with the associate exams, which you've hopefully already passed one of. You schedule online at https://www.webassessor.com/AWS by selecting a geographic area, selecting testing centers in the area where you're willing to take the test, and then selecting a day and time at one of the facilities. While the associate level exams cost $150, the professional level exams are twice as expensive, costing $300 to sit for each try. When arriving at the testing center, you have to bring a special code that Criterion will email you, just like on the associate exam, after you purchase and schedule your exam. Make sure to show up about 15 minutes early with your special code so the testing center is able to get you set up on time, as there is a time limit on how late you can be after your scheduled start, where the platform may lock you out. The AWS exams are very strict, so you can't enter the test room with anything. No food, no drink, no phone, no wallet, and no notes of your own. Most testing centers will provide a lockable container for your personal belongings while you're in the exam, and you'll be provided with 1 pencil and 2 sheets of blank A4 size printer paper. And you must turn in the paper to your proctor before you leave. They're very serious about security, so they don't want you writing down any questions on their sheets of paper and then taking the pieces of paper with you. The aftermath of the exam is very important, since you've been taking these exams and getting these certifications, so you have some sort of benefit to your career. After taking the exam, the Criterion system will notify you immediately of your score and whether or not you passed. AWS uses a statistical method to determine if you pass, so there's no single passing score, but it's roughly 70% based on everybody's experience that we've interviewed. Since the exam tells you immediately if you passed or failed, you'll need to know if you need to take the exam again or not. If you need to take it again, you're going to have to wait at least 30 days before you can retake the same exam. At the time of the recording of this video, you can't take any single exam more than 3 times in the same year from the date of your first exam. So if you take your first exam on January 1st, then you fail, and then you fail again, and then you fail again, you have to wait until the following January 1st to take your 4th attempt at the exam. If you pass, congratulations. AWS will email you your certificate and a supportive message immediately, along with some image assets that you can use on your LinkedIn profile, and a link that adds the certificate to your profile automatically for you. All of the certificates have a number on them, which represents the number person you are to pass the exam. So if you get 1000 as your certification number, that means that you're the 1000th person to pass the DevOps exam. I, Andrew Templeton, was number 645, which illustrates how rare these exams are, given that, at the time of the recording of this video, 1.1 million people use AWS every month. Take pride in your new certificate, as you'll know exactly how few people have passed by the time you go and pass. Anyway, good luck. If you are one of the lucky few to go and pass, write us a message, tell us what number you were, and pat yourself on the back, because you now hold the most advanced cloud certification on the most popular platform in the world. That's a big deal, and hopefully you're ready to take the exam after following through with the Cloud Academy DevOps certification learning path. Bye.